Halloween may be over, the month of November has started, but today I am at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. Believe it or not, this park is open here in November. Today we are going to check out to see what the crowds are like, what is happening on here on the final day of operation, and this will be my last opportunity to get on some big and thrilling roller coasters. How's it going, everyone? It's David here, and let's see what Cedar Point is like here in the month of November. So let's go in and try to have some fun. Good morning, Cedar Point, and what a view to wake up to here on the shores of Lake Erie. And last night stayed here at the historic Hotel Breakers. This is such a convenient and nice hotel that is located basically inside of Cedar Point. I even have a nice view inside of the room that you could see pretty much most of the park. It is the last day of operation for the season, and it is currently November, and the weather is hovering around the 40s, and we are going to be riding roller coasters. This is really the last day of the year we'll be able to ride these big roller coasters. We might do some spooky stuff later, taking advantage of early entry, and our first destination is straight ahead, which is Valraven. Well, scratch that for Valraven. It just went down as soon as we got up to the station. Then we're going to try to hit up Millennium Force before park opens.
I'll give you a treat.
Current line for Millennium is just here on the bridge. This should take about 10-15 minutes or so. Whew. Nothing quite like waking up in the morning with caffeine and a brisk cold ride on Millennium Force. It is currently 42 degrees, and when you're 300 feet in the air, it's a lot colder than that, and going 90 miles an hour, boy, talk about a wind chill. Snake River Falls did close forever earlier this season, but other than some of the boats being removed, it looks like nothing has been done to this ride yet. Well, at Park Open, Steel Vengeance is not open yet, although it is cycling. But this is the line situation right now.
I don't think so.
Well, so far only 1 for 3 today. They just announced that Steel Vengeance is experiencing delays, and they don't know when it is going to reopen. They've been cycling it non-stop, but really no sign of them opening up soon. Maverick is close too. I'm not even going to attempt to wait in that line. Oh look, an open roller coaster. I will gladly take a line on Magnum XL 200, and it looks like there's no line. Magnum may not be a perfect ride, but I love it for its imperfections. It tracks very rough, profiling is all out of whack, but as a result, you get some of the craziest airtime on any roller coaster out there. The setting of this ride is beautiful, it is intense, and it never disappoints. It never disappoints. I know it has its naysayers, but I, for one, am a Magnum lover. Well, Top Thrill 2, hopefully the next time I see you, you will be open. These pumpkins are angry because Top Thrill 2 isn't open. The Top Thrill 2 gift shop is actually pretty well themed for Halloweekends. What you don't see too often are haunt-specific merchandise. I have no shame in riding the corkscrew. It actually has a tiny bit of a line right here. Right next to Iron Dragon will be the future site of Siren's Curse. The all-new Vekoma Tilt Coaster opening next year. They are already drilling into the ground, and I did see that pieces of the ride have actually started arriving on site. Today is the last day of the operating season, and I think after that, they're gonna be all gung-ho to get this thing open. I am super excited for this. This looks like such a good ride. Circling back to Millennium Force, it has a posted 45-minute wait time, but might be longer than that. As you can see, the train is stopped at the bottom of the lift hill. The Midway Carousel is running backwards for Halloweekends. just had a ride on Booze Streak. Actually quite enjoyable that time, not too rough, a lot of airtime, pretty good, and only waited about 10 minutes for that. The park is definitely getting busier here today, much busier than I was expecting. Here, at least in the front of the park, Gatekeeper has a 60-minute wait, Raptor has a 70-minute wait. Okay, finally came back around to getting on Valraven. Here in the middle of the day, it had a 45-minute wait, which actually for this ride is pretty good. You come here in the summertime or on busy Halloweekends, this thing can easily stretch up to 2 hours. I've been on about half a dozen of these dive coasters, and I would say out of all of them, this one's probably my least favorite. I actually prefer the smaller Iron Menace that just opened up at Dorney Park. One prop I will give to this ride is its location. It has a gorgeous view. You see the entire park. You're looking down on the midway on the holding break. You can look out on Lake Erie. It is really good. But as of the course layout itself, I'm not a huge fan of these dive coasters where you build up all this speed and then you come to a slamming stop on the mid-course. And the rest of the ride after that, it just kind of meanders around, doesn't do a whole lot for me. Gemini, usually a ride that has high capacity and pretty short waits throughout the day, has a 1 hour wait and is only running one side. Well, I just waited 30 minutes to go on the Cedar Creek mine ride, which I guess in retrospect isn't as bad as the other roller coasters here right now. It's definitely getting busier as the night progresses. But anyways, on this ride, usually I'm not a big fan of it, but I was assigned to go into the front seat. Slightly more leg room and not as rough as sitting more towards the back. And I thought it was actually half decent. I'm gonna take advantage right now. We're staying at Hotel Breakers. Come in, take a break from the crowd, maybe get a bite to eat, go back in the park and see what we can do. Even the Hotel Breakers is decorated for Halloween. To go with the spooky theme, they have pictures of abandoned amusement parks scattered here in the lobby. Well, fast forward, it is much later. Decided to take a quick power nap in the hotel. Even had dinner at TGI Fridays, mainly because the food places inside the park were really busy. We have about 4 hours now left in the park. See what rides we can do. Maybe we'll do a haunt or two, but let's go in. while there are a number of rides that I have yet to go on today, I elected to do a re-ride here on Millennium Force because I remembered it is Halloweekends and Millennium Force gives epic night rides. Mainly because on the island during the main course of the ride, there is an outdoor walkthrough attraction. So there's all of these lights and fog, and it spreads throughout the entire ride. You're breezing through in the brisk cold air. It's epic. It's epic. I think if you come to Cedar Point this time of year, a night ride on Millennium Force during Halloweekends is mandatory. That was awesome.
That's not a big enough round of applause, guys. They need to show your appreciation that they listen to the rules.
Tonight's snack is a Cedar Point staple, cheese on a stick. This also used to be at Kennywood a long time ago.
For your meaningful existence. If not, you will be out in darkness forever.
He still is a model. Look at that gorgeous face. You want to get a volunteer? You want to get a volunteer to prove this down here of this naysayers that in fact this miracle in a bottle is a miracle and not a curse. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna find somebody out with a lot of problems.
All day long, Steel Vengeance has been hovering around a 60-minute wait. It's advertised at 30. I think this will be a good way to end the night. Okay, just had an epic ride on Steel Vengeance, and how the fog is, it's laying low, so riding through the fog with the spotlights on, that was so good. Also, it's really cold right now, and luck would have it, I was assigned to go into the front row. My goodness, that was a really cold ride, but I loved it. It almost reminded me of skiing. In fact, arguably wilder than skiing. Wow, incredible ride, incredible. It is currently 11:45, 15 minutes before park close. I'm gonna make my final Cedar Point ride of the season on Maverick, although it is at a 45-minute wait. I think a lot of people have the same idea to close out the season on this ride. Okay, was gonna wait in a 45-minute line to end out the day here at Cedar Point on Maverick, but these fine folks gave me a front of the line pass just passing by. What's your names? Elia.
I'm Kevin.
Kevin.
Nico.
Nico. It was great, and thank you so much. And you have any shout outs or anything? Favorite rides you want to share?
No, it was a blast. Shout out to our mom, your mom, Melanie. Yeah.
All right, once again, thank you very much.
Yeah, you know what? We got to make it out to, what's it called?
Kennywood.
Kennywood. That's the park he normally covers on his YouTube channel.
And that's going to do it here from a day at Cedar Point in the month of November. I've said this many times today, but it was cold today, hovering in the 40s. But despite that, going on pretty much most of the big roller coasters here today. Today was more or less an experiment just to see what it's like being here at Cedar Point in November. I know I haven't been to this park this late in the year, and it was definitely busy. It was definitely a good Saturday crowd. The day didn't have the best start. A lot of rides were closed, had delayed openings and breaking down, and then like in the middle of the day, it got slammed.
Slammed.
Yes.
Just slammed.
I don't know who she is. Anyways, the park was busy and the midways were just getting congested full of people. Luckily, staying at the Hotel Breakers, that's one of the great conveniences of being here. You can easily escape the crowds and take a break. Coming back into the park, had a much better evening. The crowds definitely lightened up around like 9 o'clock. I was really surprised to see that most of the haunted houses, the lines moved really quickly. Actually got through most of them, and I thought a good number of them were quite good. Actually had some good production value and some good scares. My favorite was definitely Cornstalkers. That was excellent. But it also is kind of sad that like this is the last haunt event I'm going, and the Halloween season is now officially over, as well as the Cedar Point season. Really, these last 2 hours I get to go on like Steel Vengeance, Night Ride, which was epic, and then Maverick. And thank you to that family who gave me a front of the line pass. Didn't have to wait 45 minutes after park closed for that. Was able to get on that nice and quick. I am surprised that Cedar Point was only open on Saturday. They are not open tomorrow on Sunday. I think they were experimenting, and there was definitely a demand, and I could totally see this park staying open after October 31st in the future. Well, until next year, Cedar Point. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it and subscribe for more amusement park content. And with that being said, thank you all for riding, and I'll see you next time.